Summer feels like the season of rosé, beach cocktails, and backyard barbecue beers. But what if it's actually the best time to explore your relationship with alcohol? This isn't about deprivation, it's about exploration.
Welcome to Sober and Lit,
the podcast for women who want to get sober, stay sober, and live a life that's way more lit than it ever was with wine.
We're your hosts, Ruby and Susan, two alcohol freedom coaches keeping it real with stories, tools, and zero judgment.
Whether you're sober curious or all in, you're in the right place.
Let's feel lit, alcohol free.
Welcome back to the Sober and Lit podcast. I'm Coach Susan. I'm here with Coach Ruby, and we're super excited to be here with you today. So today we are talking about summer. It's getting warmer. We've had a couple episodes about summer, but summer is a pretty big deal. People kind of freak out about summer when they're exploring their drinking or feel like, oh, summer's not really a very good time to explore your drinking. But I am here to tell you that I think, and to make the case, that I think that summer is one of the best times to explore your drinking.
Yes, absolutely.
So I have 3 reasons that I'll share with you. For me, in my experience, both times that I really made an effort to stop drinking, I started in June. So I have some experience in this area. And like the first reason I would say is that it's just prime training season, and to think of it as a training program. Think of exploring your drinking as something you're training versus trying. So you're not trying, you know, what does Yoda say? He says, don't try, do.
Yes, don't try, do. Yeah.
It's more about like, so it's training. It's not about perfection, but if we have so many activities in the summer that we can use to explore our drinking. And so think of it as a training, you know, a couch to 5K, a couch to drinking less. So yeah, because it's just full of so many wonderful hiking, paddleboarding, cycling, swimming, pickleball, yay, outdoor music festivals,
camping.
Yes.
Baseball games.
Baseball games. Absolutely. And you know, oh my gosh, how expensive are the beers at baseball? They're like ridiculous. So not only will you not be tipsy or waiting in line for either to buy the drink or to go to the bathroom, but you also will save money by not drinking at the baseball stadium. Right.
Right.
So
yes.
Yeah. So just like an athlete uses a season to train, you can use summer to train your alcohol-free muscles, right? So there's my muscles.
I've got bat wings. If you're watching the video.
Well, if you let it go, you have to like tighten them up, Ruby. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm in training also for my Mother of the Bride arms. So
that's very exciting.
Yes. So I think that also the variety of different activities that come up in the summer can also keep it interesting and fun and can build some confidence across different settings. You know, you have music festivals, you have sports activities, you have, you know, patio time, you have beach time. And if you're exploring your drinking, you may not do everything alcohol-free, but you'll also be able to see the difference when you do something alcohol-free or not. And I think that evidence go a long way to showing your brain that you can still have fun, number one, and also maybe you don't have such a great experience if you're drinking. And you really do see, because we have these thoughts and beliefs in our mind that, oh my gosh, it won't be fun if I'm not drinking. And then you can see, yes, it is still fun. Or you can also see, it's not that fun. Even, you know, maybe it takes away from the experience. Like, for example, a music festival. A lot of times I encourage clients to, you know, not drink. I just say, how many music festivals have you been to in your life? Especially if they're music people or following a band like the Grateful Dead or something around and going to all their concerts, you know, so it's like, just take one to experiment. And I would say 100% of the times, I don't think anybody's come back and said, yeah, no, it stunk. They always come back and say, it was so much better. I really enjoyed the music. I actually noticed a lot of the drunk people around me, and I was kind of turned off by that and thinking, ooh, is that how I acted? But they really did notice that they actually enjoyed the experience more and more now. Booths are having mocktails. And so they can get an alcohol-free beer. They can get a cool, fun lavender lemonade or whatever and feel like they're still part of the partying atmosphere, but they're not getting tipsy. They're not getting tired. They're not getting sloppy. And they're really able to enjoy the music. What has your experience been, Ruby? Have you been to any concerts?
Yeah, concerts. Yeah. Well, I do know that I'm thinking of one client story where she told me she would pregame before the concert. She spent, I think it was like someone like Taylor Swift. She spent so much money for the Taylor Swift concert, like hundreds of dollars. But because she pregamed, she was already drunk when she showed up. She ordered more drinks. She doesn't remember the concert. At all. I mean, that to me, you love someone so much. You follow them for maybe a year or decades. And then you finally, you get the ticket and then you're drunk. And then the next time she went to a concert, she tried it AF. And I mean, just hearing you hear things better when you're alcohol free. Yeah. Hear things, notice things, still dancing. When I go, I feel just more free. I still dance, get my elbow room, like, hey, everybody, this is my dancing space. Yeah. I don't know. I love alcohol-free concerts. I mean, going alcohol-free. Yeah.
Wow. That is pretty telling. I mean, Taylor Swift tickets were really expensive. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. This actually happened to me when we went to see a show. We always go to see a show for my birthday in New York, pretty much every year. We went to see the Cher show. So this was years ago.
I love Cher.
And this is when I was still experimenting. I wasn't completely alcohol free, but I was alcohol free for this show. We went. And a couple came in and were sitting next to us. They came in late. They looked like they were like falling asleep. And this was a matinee. And then they left. And I think they were drunk. And they just, so these are show tickets too, which are fairly expensive, and so they missed half the show. She was sort of stumbling around. I'm pretty sure they were drunk. Yeah. So that was to me. And again, this was when I was experimenting and I was sitting there going, it made me feel so good about being alcohol free. It made me feel like, yes, this is why I'm choosing not to drink. I'm fully present. I'm totally enjoying the show. So yeah.
And I just want to say that you can get like an AF beer at the show. Almost every venue, at least around me, has the AF beer, and not so much the AF wines that I've noticed, but definitely like AF beer, NA beer. And it makes me feel like I don't know, just a part of it. I don't know why. When I go to a concert, it's definitely, I want to hold that AF beer for some reason, whether or not I'm drinking it even. It's just my thing that I want to do. I don't know. Do you relate to that?
Because it's inclusion. It's inclusion without the alcohol. So, and that's what all the whole AF movement is about. It's so, and there's a taste. The AF beer tastes good. So your taste, you may want that same taste. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
So I told you I was going to give you 3 reasons. So the first one is it prime training time. The second one is that it's beautiful. The weather is beautiful, usually in the summer, at least where I live. I know it's beautiful all the time where you live, Ruby, but in the Northeast and other places in the world, it is not beautiful every day. And so for me, I think this really helped when I was exploring my drinking the 2 times I did in June and for the summer, is that nature is your nervous system's best friend. Mm-hmm. So warmer weather means more time outside, more walks, which, I love my walks, soaking up the sun. The sun just feels so good. Gardening, getting your hands in the dirt. And we've talked about that with grounding, just being outside, playing pickleball outside instead of inside. Even just going out and getting your feet in the grass. The other day, I was working and I was starting to get kind of twirled up and anxious. And I'm like, I just got to go. I got to take a break. I got to go out. I got to get the sunshine on my face. I got to get my feet in the grass. And I sat in stillness with my feet in the grass and just listened to the birds and listened to the wind in the trees, and boom, I just started to feel so much better. So nature naturally soothes your nervous system, and science backs this up. It reduces cortisol, it improves your mood. And, a lot of times we drink to decompress, and you can start experimenting with some of these resources in nature to find some of that same relief without using alcohol. So I just feel like more outdoor activities equals maybe fewer wine on the couch, default habit,
Yeah, such a good opportunity because you can go outside, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. This is our summertime. And yeah, so are you saying you're a tree hugger, Susan? Do you go and
I didn't hug any trees. I have hugged trees before, but I didn't actually hug one the other day. But I just, when I took Jolene Park's training course, we all picked an activity. So I picked feet in the grass, going outside every morning. I would sit there and do my journaling, or I would just sit there with my feet in the grass, or just walk around and pick weeds. And I was skeptical, to be honest with you, at first. I'm like, really, putting my feet in the grass? And this was at a time when I was still working full time. I was in her course. I was getting ready to retire. It was a pretty stressful time. And I did notice that my stress was so much less when I did this practice.
Yeah.
So it is
good.
True. Yes, it is scientifically backed, and then experience. Just try it. You need to get your own experience around it. What works for you?
Yeah. And you offered a lot of ideas here, the feet in the grass and, or walking. So pick the one that works for you. Like maybe try some that you think are, that's not going to work. Like what? Feet in the grass. But yeah, give it a try and pick one and try it for like consistently and see how you feel. Like you noticed your stress was down. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, it's a great time to experiment because we have the good weather. So it's a great time to experiment with those types of things. And I do think that element was helpful both of the times that I explored my drinking, which happened to be in the summer. So, yeah. And so the third reason is that you're going to be building your AF muscles, that even if you're not doing every activity alcohol-free and you're exploring, every single alcohol-free choice you make is like a bicep curl, is a rep that strengthens your alcohol-free muscles and your alcohol-free identity. It gives you opportunities to practice your elevator pitch. Oh yeah, I'm just not drinking tonight, or whatever it is. It just gives you so many more opportunities than any other season. Like, I think we think the holidays, but that's really concentrated into maybe 6 weeks. It's the end of Thanksgiving's the end of November, and it's December. And that's very concentrated, and it's a lot of parties. But this is a lot of different activities in the summer. So it's not just parties. There are parties, but there's a lot of other vacations. I mean, that's a big one. And, I have my vacation boot camp coming up. It's free for people, to give them resources of how to go on vacation without drinking, or drinking less if that's where you're at. But summer, I'm telling you, I really do think it gives you way more opportunities than just the holidays. And think about this. If you could do this during the summer and get some strong AF muscles, think of where you're going to be when you get to the holidays, right? Which is like the Super Bowl of... or the Bermuda Triangle of Thanksgiving, Christmas, or Hanukkah and New Year's, right? But you will have so much more strength by the time you get to that.
I love this.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about that, Ruby? What's your experience in the summer of strengthening your AF muscles?
Yeah. I've been agreeing with everything you're saying because it's just really, really good information. And I'm so thankful for you for sharing this with our listeners. Yeah. I experienced, trying different things. like the way we were talking about an outdoor concert or even an outdoor concert, we have, try it, if you have one every week or something in your town, try one where you're drinking regularly. And then try one maybe where you are mindful or where you're alcohol free, or try one where you have one drink, just experiment in each one. That's what's so cool about what you're suggesting is it's about reps and then your brain learns, right? Your brain learns, well, no, the next day I felt like crap when I drank, right? Or I don't even remember the concert,
Yeah.
So you just,
I meant to have one, but I had four,
right. Yeah.
And then, and then you're like, yeah, I'm not a one and done person. That's just not me. And then you have that evidence. I think, by fall, you'll have a whole summer of evidence that you can do things alcohol free. And, what is your drinking pattern? Are you somebody who can stop at one or two? And then what do you want to do about that? None of this is about blame or shame. It's all just information. Mm-hmm. It's not about deprivation. You'll see you're not deprived when you're not drinking, especially because, again, to the AF beers, there are some really good AF wines sparkling out there. And I have some of my favorites, and you can bring those to these events, to the, weekly.
Some events. Yeah. Yeah.
Some events. Yeah.
Yeah.
And bring your own. Yeah. You can bring some on vacation. A lot of them come in cans. I've brought some on vacation.
Yes.
Or sent them to myself or a friend who lives in the area, or to my parents' house if I'm going out to California. They have so much stuff at their house that I didn't even drink. They're always like, hey, in our wine fridge, there's like 3 bottles of your stuff down here. And my dad was even, hey, I drank some of those alcohol-free beers. They're pretty good. So I end up sending my parents a lot of stuff and then leaving it there, because when I visit them, it's like being on vacation.
Perfect.
And it's beautiful because it's in
Are you coming this summer? Because I want to see you if you're coming this summer.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Maybe I have practice pickleball a little bit so I can play with you.
That'd be so fun. So, in the end, I feel like the summer is a great opportunity to explore. You will have some evidence. You'll also maybe have created a little bit of an alcohol-free identity. You'll have experimented with telling people you're not drinking, and you'll just have, again, some evidence that you can do this, because you can. I believe in you. And if you want some help, especially around vacations, because I know those are a biggie, my workshop is Thursday, May 28th. There's still time to sign up. It's completely free. I'm going to give you all the tools you need to prepare and to get through. And I don't even say get through. I would say actually enjoy an amazing vacation alcohol free. And you can sign up at www.susanlarkincoaching.com/vacation_workshop. And I'd love to see you there, because I would love to get these tools into your hands to help you feel really confident going into your vacation alcohol free.
Yeah. Just sign up, guys. It is free. And Susan's an excellent at vacations, especially. She's your go-to with vacations. So do it.
Yay. So I'm excited for you guys to try it out. Try some activities this summer, alcohol free, and just see how you feel. You don't have to be done with alcohol. You just have to be curious. So, Ruby, at this point of the podcast, our favorite part, what do you do to feel lit alcohol free?
Thank you for asking. And I love to think about this. So today I was thinking about my heart and love and leading with love and using that kind of when things are stressful or I have fear. And I think when I was drinking, if I had fear or some kind of low emotions, I would end up just drinking, and it would make me feel worse. And what I've noticed, as I'm alcohol free and I'm coming up on my 7-year, oh my gosh, 7-year. Yes. Very cool. But I noticed that love, that I can access love that emotion and I feel it more deeply. I think that alcohol was robbing me of love. I really do. Right now I'm feeling it. And I just was sharing with Coach Susan before we started recording how much love I have for her and for the podcast, for you, the listeners. Like, I do feel the love more. And so I asked myself this question, how can I lead with love? I like that, like lead with love. This is kind of like a little something that I just say to myself all the time. And it does make me feel really good when I've been spiraling, or you call it twirled up, or when I'm like spiraling, I call it like spiraling. I feel like going down a drain when I feel that way, and those heavy emotions of maybe fear, anxiety. And then I just try to, and I put my hands here on my heart. If you can't see the video, but I'm putting my hands like over my heart on my upper chest. And how can I put love into this? If I'm having a difficult, relationship issue, and it just lifts everything, because for me, it truly is about love. Like, love is the answer, or whatever that like song is. There's a million love songs, right? And it's not just, love, like, relationship love or romantic love. I'm just like love in the world. So lead with love. And when I say lead with love, all of a sudden I have this new opening for a new solution or a new way of looking at it. And it just lightens everything up. I'm not so heavy and, anxiety. I don't know. So love. That's going to sound, that's what I came up with. Love, the end. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah.
You know what? It's an activating question. You're putting the GPS coordinates in your brain of how can I lead with love? And then that is, your brain is looking for that then.
Exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that activating question. Yes. How can I lead with love? Oh.
Yeah, especially like if you're in a relationship, maybe, I work with a lot of clients like that have husbands that they're like, I can't stand my husband today, and it's just like, yes, that you validate that's irritating, but also now how can I lead with love,
Because one person in the relationship can change everything. I was just thinking the same thing, that I was going to use that for my husband.
Yay. Yay. Yeah.
He or will be benefiting from that today.
Yeah. I want you to, yes, everybody who's listening, think of maybe a difficult relationship that you're having, or something that's, a little bit that could heal with some love. And then just think of that person and how can I lead with love with that person?
Beautiful.
There.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ruby.
You're welcome, Susan.
Yay. Well, we would love to hear from our listeners if you try leading with love. If you are trying activities this summer, alcohol-free, let us know. Email us, post about your alcohol-free adventures, and we'll be looking for you. Tag us or find us in our Facebook group, or you can join our private band group, because I know everybody doesn't like to be out there on Facebook, and we totally get that. So just contact one of us, contact Ruby, contact Susan. We have our information to contact us in the show notes. And don't forget to do something today to help you feel lit. Thanks so much for listening to the Sober and Lit podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, we would love it if you would subscribe, rate, and review. It really helps get the word out.
And remember, do something today to help you feel lit.
See you next week.